I blow up the spot. I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? You see what I'm lacking the placement. Thought since I rap in the basement, but my come up is legend, is greatness. I don't care now, it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Test me.
Yeah, guess I know no better. I ain't got no chill, so they call me a devil. I know. Look, I am just a man on a mission. If I want it, then I get it, I go. And if you're trying to test me a beast, you gon' need Liam Neeson. The chance that you taking is flagrant. You're testing your luck. If you think you make it out, then you're sadly mistaken. Careful what you put in your stake in, cause I ain't got no patience and no limitations. You trying to figure me out, and I know I don't make sense. But no one's there when you call like you're trapped in the Matrix. You need to take a break from it. I think you should take 6. Cause yes, I hold a throne and no one else can replace this. The pain will only go deeper the harder you chase it. I'm the greatest that you ever met. It's time that you face it. So tell me,
why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me.
What is up, everybody? You know I always start this show off by showing love to those companies who help make this podcast possible. Guys, starting with my friends over at Company Cam. I say this all the time. Every one of you out there, you look into your photo library right now on your phone, you got pictures of data plates, furnaces, dirty coils, compressors, indoor units, all that kind of bullshit. You can't find that picture of your son, your daughter, your wife, your boyfriend, however you flew, whatever. You can't find the pictures you're trying to get to because all of the work pictures are cluttering up. You got to spend extra money for storage. Well, what if it didn't have to be that way? Well, guess what? It doesn't. That's what Company Cam does. It is a place that stores all of those photos in a folder that is just for that customer. It knows who took them, timestamped, when they took them. And then when you have to present them to a customer, it has templates so you can present it in a professional way, before and after templates. It looks amazing. It organizes every job. It's an extension for a bunch of the different CRMs out. So it can go on to, Service Titan, a bunch of them Company Cam will work with. It's absolutely amazing. And it does so many more things. I'm still trying to get Company Cam Claire on, Miss Claire Fick, because some of the other things, it helps with SEO. Anybody who runs a business knows you have to have an online presence. Well, this can help you by populating your pictures when you put in, hey, AC near me, and all of a sudden a picture pops up and it's the work that you did. So many things this thing can do. If you guys are interested, you guys know I always look out for you. If you go to companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored, you can try it out for 14 days for absolutely free. Cost you nothing, no credit card, no nothing. So, I mean, free. If you like it, great. Then they're going to give you 50% off your first 2 months. After the 14 days, if you don't, then hey, no harm, no foul, move on. You know what I mean? All right, next, last but not least, guys, my friends over at Blue On, make sure you have your fucking asses here tomorrow night, because I am about to flip the industry on its fucking head. And guys, I can't tell you how big this is going to be, but it is going to be something that is absolutely amazing for the industry. And maybe it's more important to me as to you. I don't know, but I know it's going to be a positive impact, and it just shows that Blue On is always trying to upgrade the HVA industry. They're always trying to give back and think about all those different little nuances to make this industry the best that it can be. They literally have built the biggest HVAC forum and platform of technicians there is in the world. Well, besides maybe HVAC Uncensored, but you know what I mean. So if you have not downloaded the Blue On app, please go do that. Become a Blue On Pro member. It is absolutely free. Do it while you can, because some of those things are going to change. So if you're not, go do it. All right? Let's rock and roll. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Five, four, three, two, one, go.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Gil KV Jr. Guys, I told you this is an awesome week, awesome shows, and tonight is no different. I have an amazing fucking guest tonight. It's been my friend for a couple of years. She has been on the show. I want to say this is like her third or fourth time, but she really needs no introduction. For one, she's a woman in the industry, which is awesome to see that. But not only is she a woman, she's a fucking trendsetter. She's out there fucking changing the game, tearing it up, and I cannot wait to see what she's up to now. So, guys, if you would please put your hands together and welcome Miss Coral Killer fucking Whale. What's up, Chica?
Thank you so much for having me back. I've missed you so much.
Yes, you too, girl. Of course. You know, you're welcome here anytime. I guess, congrats on the latest success out there, killing it, millions of dollars and stuff like that.
Thank you.
I guess if, God
I
forbid,
try.
somebody's been under a rock for a little bit and say they don't know who you are, I guess let everybody know a little bit about who Coral is and what you do.
I mean, I always start with I came from dispatch. I came from the back office, and about what am I going on? I can't believe it's almost been like 4 years. I've been in the field for almost 4 years now. And I got the opportunity to go out into the field, took a tool bag with me, started on maintenance calls, formed a little niche for myself, and all I do is concentrate on serving clients, selling maintenance calls, indoor air quality. I'm really, really into water treatment right now. Last year I did just a little under $2.5 million on maintenance calls only. 50% close rate, $9,000 average ticket is what I was doing last year. This year I'm on pace to do 3.4 million in maintenance calls. My crazy out of this world goal is I would love it if I could hit 4.2 running maintenance calls this year. So, I'm still just really concentrating on how to build the value, teaching other companies how to build the value. I'm just kind of venturing into other little things now where not only do I get to celebrate the success of the team that I personally work on, which is so amazing to see, but now I'm getting to help other companies across the entire nation build up their teams with processes and procedures and things that to share some stuff with you guys and, just everyone keep killing it, because this year is going to be weird for HVAC.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Let me try to see if I can turn some things off. People are saying they have echo. I had this the other night, and it says the echo is now gone. Okay, cool. I'm gonna close some of these other windows real fast that I don't need. I have an editor, and he was yelling at me the other day. He was like, "Hey, man, this is gonna take me a little bit longer because there's this shit in the background." Cool. Thank you, everybody. I want to make sure that there's no echo and you can hear the stuff that she's saying. And that's awesome. And one thing that I always praise and I tell people about you, Coral, is you prove well, you know how it is. Even being a woman in the trades is hard. You have it harder than a man does. And when you're coming in, like you have something to prove, which you've kicked that fucking door down. But the other thing is you were taught a system and you followed it to a fucking T. Like, you didn't try to I feel like everybody learns a system and they want to, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to put my little spin on it. Like, no, do exactly what you were taught because it works. And that's exactly what you did. And you were able to grow. I mean, obviously it's your own feelings and the emotions you have with your customers, but you followed it to a T and it just shows like you're fucking killing it out there.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why I did it so well is because I didn't know any different. I'm not a 13-year-old where my dad was in HVAC and I always knew I was going to be in the industry, and then I grew up with people in the industry and I did this and I did that. I went into the field and just immediately was taught, we take care of our clients by running a process and procedure every single time. A form is filled out. It is to the T every single time. Now, did I build upon that? Absolutely. Did I make it my own? For sure. Am I teaching the way that I do things now? 100,000%. But for 3 years, it was walk into the house. Where's the thermostat? This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And that's how I built that value. And then once I had that foundation, I was like, you know what? I want other people up at the top with me. So now I'm going to start teaching other people what is making me super successful in the home. And I'm just getting such amazing results. So I'm getting the best of all worlds now. I get to see companies grow. I get to see my clients still happy. I'm putting money in the bank. Like, life is good. I get to see everybody doing it, which is so cool.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And another part that I like that you show, well, real fast, somebody asked a question and said, what system were you taught? So I don't know if you want to answer that. Like, what system were you using?
So I did do a bunch of different systems, but when I very first started out, and I will always support him, and I think what he does is great, is I think when I was 4 weeks into the field about 4 years ago, I went to one of Gene's trainings. And I haven't been to any since. I know he's doing some really kick-ass stuff out there, which is super awesome. But, that's where I got some of my foundational work. I have done everything in between. I've done the goddamn Grant Cardone University. I think at one point, all of our bosses have tried to throw us into that shit, Yeah. So GC, I've done Uncle Joe. I went out to CEO Warrior, which was absolutely freaking life-changing training. Like, what those dudes are doing is so cool. But I took all of that training. It wasn't just one individual trainer that I learned stuff from. I took it all. I took the golden nuggets that I could get, and I was like, how can I make this Coral? Like, I have to stay true to myself. I have to stay true to what I believe in as far as products are concerned. Ethical, like, how do you, I feel like a lot of technicians walk that gray line, and some cross it and some don't. And when do you say, I am going to stay ethical, I'm going to stay true to myself, this is how I do it, and if you want to learn it, great, take some gold nuggets from me, but I have taken all of my gold nuggets and I've combined them into a little bag, and that is my new process, and that's what I'm running. My biggest new thing is like forms. Like, I love forms. I think everybody should have them. Everybody should filling out, from technicians to maintenance techs to plumbers to electricians to dispatch To call takers, everybody should have a process. And a lot of the companies I'm working with right now, it's like they forgot about the processes and procedures when they first started. And now they have jobs on the schedule. They're putting money in the bank. They got jobs being messed up by install crews because they don't have information. They don't have pictures. They don't have documentation. Customers are suing them because they didn't get signatures. Nobody can do follow-ups because there's no fucking information in the accounts, you know? So now we're reversing, and I'm having to go back and say, let's have a process for that. You need a form for that. Let's get everybody on the same page. No more Wild West in this fucking shit. Let's do something here about it. And it's changing lives. And I like to see it happen. I do.
Yeah. Amen. I preach it all the time, you know, and everybody, I agree that you have to have systems and processes in place. It's the only way you're going to grow. Because if you do the same thing every time, then you start to know what the outcome is going to be. Because you're consistent, you're providing consistent service to your customers. It's easier as a tech when you know, okay, this call, it's not, oh, let me go outside this time. No, you're doing the same thing. Like you said, I'm going to the thermostat, I'm going downstairs, I'm doing this. It just overall, and we have to shake this whole thing that everybody thinks that if somebody's doing millions of dollars in revenue as a technician, that you're some like shoddy fucking salesman or something. And that is just, guys, we have to break that curse in our mind because that is not true. Yes.
It's not the case.
Yes. Are some people out there doing bad things? Yes. You know, and like you said about some of these systems, guess what? All of those systems are relatively the same. Well, yes and no. I don't want to say they're the same because they have a little bit of nuances, but the biggest thing that they teach is about being thorough and offering options to the customer. That's what they're boiling down to. And if you can do that on a consistent basis, you make a lot of money. You put for your company, therefore you're making more money and your customers love you. And that's what this whole roundabout story was. What I love about you is you show those customers that are sitting there like crying or like, you know, hugging you because they're so happy with the service you provided. Not to mention they probably just spent $10,000 or whatever it is, but they're happy that you fix needs that they didn't even know they had.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I always try, and that's one of the things that I really do train on. I'm like, you know, really in our industry, especially in residential, you have two types of calls. You got your service calls and then you got your maintenance calls. I mean, you have those stuff in between, right? You got your warranty calls and then you got some quotes and stuff like that. But really, I mean, essentially we're running maintenance calls and service. You got your service clients that are, they're reactive, you know, and I will be the first to say, I will get scheduled to go out to a service call and I cringe. And it's so weird because everybody else is out in the field like, I want a 20-year-old down system that's not working. And I'm like, send me to a 4-year-old up and running perfect system and I'll sell $13,000 on it all day long. Send me to a down system though, and I can't get somebody to buy a fucking capacitor. You know, it's just the way that it is for me. And I don't know. And I tell all my techs that I'm like, service clients are reactive clients. There's a chance that they've been told their AC is going to break. They've been given multiple options for repair versus replace, and they haven't opted to do it. When I go out to a maintenance call, my mindset is completely different. I am out on a maintenance call with an up and running, perfectly good system and giving them options for life enhancements, health enhancements, system enhancements. I'm putting them on the market and then I'm taking them off of the market immediately. So there's no room for, I need a second opinion. They weren't even thinking about this shit before I arrived on site. So why do you need a second opinion? I'm the only one that's ever told you about it. Who are you going to call for a second opinion?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, and they don't even think about it that way. They're just like, I've had 15 people in here. You're the first one to mention that. You're the first one to open the coil. I've never seen this before. Why hasn't it ever been done? And it's a wrap from there, you know? And so you have to switch your mindset. like I said, I don't like running service calls. I will run them, but I much prefer a 4-year-old up and running pristine condition maintenance call, because I know that I'll sell $20,000 on that call. You send me to a 20-year-old down system and I ain't selling shit to nobody.
Yeah, and that just proves that, you don't you have to be the best technical person and know the X's and O's of the system, but you understand the servant part, the servant mentality, the customer service, and helping people. Because what gets me is if people think that IAQ is not important, then you need to punch yourself in the fucking face, because we just went through a fucking global pandemic. You
I
think people
know,
aren't
it's
thinking about
mind
indoor air
blowing.
quality? You know what I mean? Like, people care. You just have to know what you're offering them. So when they ask questions like, oh, does this really help? Like, give them the positives. Like, oh, it does do this. It's not going to take care of that. I won't lie to you. Like, be honest with it. People just don't
Yeah.
want to be bullshitted. If you're honest and you
Mhm.
tell them the truth, a lot of times people are like, you know what? I want that. Or I want to protect my new system with surge protection, or
Mhm.
whatever it is. Like, they want those things. And if they say no, it's like, okay, then they don't want it. It doesn't mean you're gonna beat them up and take their fucking wallet. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty about it, is like, okay, fine. You can now, do I get offended when my clients say no? Yes, I do, because that means I didn't build the value with them. I didn't educate them well enough. I missed a step in my process, right? So I'm not mad at them for saying no. I'm mad at me for saying no. Like, I will walk out with my head so low if I'm like, dude, that fucking lady really needs this. And I believe in it for her, but I missed a step somewhere from when I walked from the thermostat to when we sat at the table. I missed something. What did I miss? Because I don't know how she could have said no. And I'm mad at myself, On to the next one, though, follow up maybe with that lady in the future, whatever the case may be. But if I'm not selling something on site and I'm walking away with a $0 ticket, I am fucking offended. I know that I did something wrong,
yeah, and that's great that you put it on you and not the customer. Like, oh, this cheap
Not
ass
their fault.
customer. Yeah, they just, and
Not their fault. They don't know.
yeah, people don't, if they say they don't buy from people they don't trust, or they don't completely
Don't
understand.
like.
You know?
True. Yeah, communication is key.
Yes.
And a lot of service techs are going out and they're over explaining, and this is amping at this, and the manufacturer said it can't, and then your wheel and your bearing and all this. Like, I get it. I go in there and I will break it down to my clients, but I also do it at a 3rd grade level. And I literally present before pictures and after pictures and these pictures. And it's a picture book on a 3rd grade level, dealing with lawyers and attorneys and doctors and nurses and all this stuff. If you're not breaking it down to something that they can understand, they're not going to buy it from you. And the part of the process that was broken was communication. That's it. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, and there's too many good techs running around out there, and I get it. I know that they have the mentality that they want to be good, they want to be honest, and I understand. I do. But there's so many good techs out there that are cutting their own throat. They're cutting their
Mhm.
own wallet. It's just, I want them to have that aha moment, because you can make serious fucking dough in this industry by being honest,
Mhm.
and what you just said is, customers, like, some of us are the tech nerds. Like, we love the X's and O's part of what we do. And we can talk about it to other techs, to each other, but the customers, they don't give a fuck about that. Does it work?
Nope.
How much is it going to cost? How long are you going to fucking be here? I got to go back to work.
They
That's what they care about. And it's when you start getting like, if you have a question, like that engineer guy, we all know the engineer guy that does have
love
a
them.
technical question, then answer it. But don't think every single customer wants that answer, because they don't.
Yeah. And we've heard it, and we hear it from everybody. We hear it from every single trainer. If anybody, I mean, every single person says it. They don't care how much you know until you show them how much you care. And I will always stand by that. Unless you walk in and you show them that you care about their system performance. You show them that that you care that they're going to dump $5,000 into this in 5 years if they don't start protecting that coil. If they don't have the right company come in and clean it every single year. And I could go on and on. They don't give a fuck about the amperages on the inducer motor and what it's doing and this and that. They do not care until you show them why it is going to affect them. And again, you have to do it at a 3rd grade reading level, and you have to give them a picture show. It's all there is to it. And it's one of the things I think why I excel so much is because I don't get very technical with my clients. When I need to, I do. And it works great and it's fine. And we go about our business. But in my process, I mean, I am using a very specific before and after. This question was asked. I send them the report. They have it. They get to make their choices. I've educated them. I've done my job. Now they get to choose what they want. If I did my job correctly and they were educated correctly, I didn't sell them shit. I educated them on products that could help them. And then they chose the products that they want to benefit their family.
Yeah, and I tell people, and customers want options. When you go to a restaurant and you sit down and they go, what would you like to drink? I don't know. Let me get a Sprite. Well, all we have is Coke. Okay, I guess I'll have a Coke.
I guess I'll have a Coke. Yeah.
Here's the menu. Oh, we only have one thing. We have cheeseburgers.
Right.
I guess I'll take that. If you only offer them one thing, that's all they're going to take. And guess what? You made that option based off of your wallet. Maybe you're having financial hardships and you can't afford that. Doesn't mean the customer can't afford it. And that's not your job.
Right.
Your job is to go the way the manufacturer says that system should be running, to let them know everything that you found and what can make that system perfect. It's going to keep your 4-year-old system running for 25 years and cost you we're going to put out a little bit of money now, but you're not going to have all these breakdowns or maintenance issues because this thing's going to be taken care of. That's why we believe in it so much that our club membership, the customer will never pay for the same part twice. Because if they do, we weren't doing our job. So
exactly. Because you didn't find the primary failure. You didn't find the actual reason why the part went out in the first place. And, I love that. Like, it's such a good idea. My company also has something very similar. But if you're not finding the root of the issue, which pretty much always comes down to airflow with us, if you're not finding some sort of solution for that and it wasn't left as an option, then you were wrong as a technician in the house, And I just leaving options. And I don't know why it is so hard to get guys to believe, to get on this train. Like, why are so many guys like, I'll go back for the day and I'll look at some of the calls that we run or some of the calls that other companies run or whatever. And I'm like, God damn, like, you left thousands of dollars on the table. You left one option for $1,200. And we're going to be back out there in a month and charging her another $1,200 and then another $1,200. And then we're going to talk to her about water treatment. And if the right tech is on site, she'll buy that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some techs are just bleeding these clients dry by not giving them the benefit of options to choose what they want. And it pisses me off.
Yeah. And all you technicians out there, and this is the God's honest truth. If you are not making $150,000 as a service technician at a good company, so you can make a good hourly rate and then get your little spiffs. If you're not making like $150,000, you have not had the aha moment. I'm telling you.
For sure. For real.
And once you have it, life will change. And you can still be honest, ethical, do a good job. Guys, that's why I tell you all this. And I know you guys are like, Gil, don't talk about the sales stuff. I say this because I want all of you to have that aha moment. I want you to make life-changing money so that you can live the way you want to live. And I want you to realize that you can do that while keeping your integrity intact. You know, I had millions, you know, we were just talking about it. I was a little bit under 3 million. It was like 2.9 something is the best year that I ever had for me. Coral's knocking that shit out of the park. You said you're set to do what this year?
This year, I'm pacing for 3.4 million right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like
as a maintenance tech.
As a maintenance technician. Now I do get yeah, I do get the occasional estimates thrown on me as fillers. Totally fine, whatever. I get a couple of service calls that trickle in here and there, but I am almost 95% maintenance only. And, you know, I don't strictly run 15-year or plus maintenances. Some of my biggest average tickets, I mean, I'm doing $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 on 4-year-old maintenances. And we've had a technician in the house, you know, we installed the system. We installed the furnace. And I am back in that house 4 years later. They've had 2 service visits every single year up until the 4-year mark. And then here I come. Why hasn't anyone ever talked to you about water treatment before? Well, I don't know, Coral. This is fucking amazing. Can I get some of that? Yes, you can. Why is it so dusty in here? Do you have allergies? Well, yes, I do. My wife's fucking miserable. My litter box is down by my furnace and I can smell it all over the house. Sounds like you need a UV light. This is what I believe in. Do you have poor air? I mean, the possibilities are endless. They're just so amazing, you know? And selling $30,000, $40,000 on a ticket, I mean, why am I the one taking all of the money? All my team has to do is just listen to me. All these companies just have to do is listen to me. Leave them options. They would have bought it from you. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not walking into the house holding a gun to their head. I'm not forcing them to buy indoor air quality, you know, and my reviews prove that. Not only am I walking into these houses, not only did I not hold a gun to your head, you called the office, you talked to the owner, you praised me up and down. You got on Google, you got on Yelp, you got on every single platform and said I was amazing. The products are incredible. You absolutely love them. You're referring your neighbors and your friends. That doesn't sound like a forced sale to me. That sounds like somebody who is provided with options, who wanted a better life or air or water for their entire family, and I gave it to them.
Yeah, and
you guys should have given it to them.
Exactly.
That's your fault.
And think about it. If you do a shitty job, people will leave that in a review because you made a negative impact on them. If you do so and you're not rememberable, they don't know your name, they won't leave a review. But if you go there, they remember your name, you made an impact on them, and then if they're willing to go leave your review and call your company, it means you did your fucking job. Okay. And that's what I used to always say. When I leave, I want them to remember my name. Because if they do, it means that I did my job correctly, not just only the ticket. Normally, if they do that, then the ticket's where it has to be. But guys, it's quality over quantity. It's kind of like back in the day. You could have bought the shit weed, or you could, and got like an ounce of it, or you could have got some good stuff. It's going to cost a little bit more money and you got less, but it's the kind of the same thing. People use credit and the stupidest things that they spend money on now. And inside their home, that is their sanctuary. People are working from home now. They don't even go to an office. They homeschool their children because fucking schools are goofy. Won't get into that topic. But they're home more than they've ever been. And there's issues like we were talking about before. There's issues in the house that they don't even know can be corrected. They don't know that there is something that is a solution for that. When you're like she just said, oh, is your house always dusty? And all of a sudden the wife's like, I gotta mop this I gotta sweep every day. The hardwood floors we got, and I gotta sweep them or Swiffer them all the time. It's a pain in the ass. Well, what if I could offer you something that could help take care of that? She's gonna be like, fucking right. You know what I mean? She didn't know that was an option. It's once you have the aha moment, guys, it's so fucking easy. I hate to say it
And
that
it's
way.
so cool to see it, and I know you've seen it. I know
Yes.
you've seen it with guys. I've seen it. My husband has seen it with his team. All of a sudden, you have a dude just kind of stagnant, and they're just like, I just leave one option and I'm trying to take care of this and I'm doing that. When you feel the aha moment and you see that flip, the technician flip, I mean, it is like a freaking light switch when it happens. Their whole life changes. And all they did was provide options. That's it. That's all they did was talk about products that they believe in. And if you don't believe in the products that I believe in, I don't care. Go find a product that you believe in.
Yep.
And talk about it all the time. You don't have to believe in the products that I believe in. I believe in them for certain reasons. I've seen certain things work. I have clients call me and speak very highly of certain things that, that have made me believe in the products. Go find your own product to believe in and preach it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why we let our employees, we'll let them buy things for home use and take it home.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know?
put it in your house.
Yeah, use it. See if it works. Come back and let me know. And they'll come back and be like, hey, I love this. Some people would be like, I hate this thing. I didn't think it did shit. Okay, cool. You want to try something else?
Right. Yeah, because you're never going to sell that. If you don't like it and you don't believe in it, then I don't expect you to sell it. That's that ethical line that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody out there selling something, and vice versa. I don't want you selling something to a client that they don't need. Like how you said in the very beginning, just don't do it. There's too many products out there and there's too many services out there to be selling something to somebody who doesn't need it, who doesn't want it, who it was forced upon, and that you don't believe in it. So go and find a product that works for you and you will have an aha moment. I promise.
Yeah, I love the story where it's the Wolf of Wall Street, and the guy goes, hey, I want you to sell him that pen. And he starts doing his little deal, and he's like, the first thing he should ask is, hey, are you in the market for a pen?
Market for a pen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, make sure they're in the market for what you're offering, because if they're not, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
But you have to at least, bring it up. And then the other part is, obviously, we have, different options to help people pay for things. Not everybody's got 40 grand in the bank, but that's not what we should be thinking about. But I literally have 25-year-old kids that work for me, making $150,000, $160,000, $175,000 a year. Good, honest kids that, I always say this, they make more money than their parents do. We had to give them financial classes.
I do.
Yeah, because they're like, I don't know what to do with this, Gil. The one came in with like $3,000 like Louis Vuitton, like
Jordan. Yeah. It's funny
like,
to see.
That's not what you do with the money. I'm like, no. I'm like, let me help you. But it makes me happy as being their boss, their leader, to see them enjoy those things in life, to not have those financial restraints. And it's amazing. And to circle back a little bit, that's like inverter technology. When it first came out, I was that old school, like single stage, like you don't need this bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I put 2 carrier Infinities in my last house, and I wanted to hump them every night because I had never been so comfortable in my own home. It made me believe in it. So then when I would offer it to other people, they could see that passion come through, and they're like, damn, like you really love this stuff, don't you? And I'm like, I do love this stuff, and they're like, you know what? They're like, I want to get it. They're like, I want to feel like you feel. And that's an awesome feeling, And I agree. When all of you have that aha moment, I hope all of it comes to you sooner than later, but you'll all have it at some point. I hope so. And when you do, you're like, fuck, man, I wish I had this sooner. Because I've said my story a million times. They've heard it. When I finally went out to a customer's house, did the whole options, was there for, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, left there with, this actually ended up, it was a system too, but it ended up being like a $28,000 ticket. And the customer fucking loves me, is like, oh my God, left me like a $200 tip, and then left something on like the finance sheet. Called my boss to tell me how good I was. My boss is happy, like, way to go, Gil. That's fucking awesome. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These people, they spent $28,000 and they love me, My boss is happy. Like, I just made a shit ton of money. Like, all right, I can get used to this. Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I feel like I
And
did
then you just
something
do
good.
it.
Yeah.
And then you just never think about it ever again. You almost don't even remember how you did it. You just go out and now it's just the fucking process. That's the beauty about it, is like once you follow the process and you get it out of your mind, like I don't need that. I'll just do whatever I want. The second you follow somebody's process to a T, when they're trying to teach it to you and it works, you will never do anything different again. That will just now be your process. And then you go about your business and you do that every single time. And like you said, I mean, if you're not making that $150,000 mark, you're not following a process. You don't have procedures. You're not giving options. I see it. I know it. I almost know exactly what you're talking about, I think, but we see it all the time on the HVAC groups on Facebook, especially. Oh my God, how much are you guys making? I'm making $60,000 a year. I live in Pennsylvania, whatever the case may be. There's people in that area that are chiming in like $200,000 a year. What the fuck are you doing? You're unethical. You're a liar. You're a cheat. Like, you're in there robbing your clients. And we're just like, no, like, you're robbing your clients is what you're doing. You're giving them a disservice by not providing options and solutions. You're the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Not me.
And I said this a couple weeks ago, you know, the guys that they may have the purest of hearts and may think they're doing the right thing. But if you're that guy that goes in and just changes the capacitor and leaves, you did the customer a disservice. You're not doing the right thing. I'm sorry. I know it's hard to hear, but that's the truth. You know, something caused that capacitor to go bad. There's probably more issues than just that capacitor. How old is it? When's the last time somebody looked at it? When was it maintenance? I mean, all kinds of things. You know, I did a speaking engagement here not long ago and at a school. And it was at the school, but it was people in the trade as well. And I couldn't tell you how many guys, like I said, raise your hand if you've been in the trade 10 or more years. And I said, how many of you know what static pressure is or how to check it? They didn't know what I was talking about. And the guys who said they did know, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so when you check it, how do you do it? And they're like, oh, well, look, I haven't done it in a while. And I'm like, guys, like, what are we, you know what I mean?
Like, do you even have the tools to do it? Or are we doing like what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's, you know, almost, you know, I would say 80% of houses, their airflow is fucked up. And God forbid you do sell a system. Don't just say, oh, well, they got a 3-ton, so I'm going to offer them a 3-ton. Well, maybe the last guy fucked up, you know, and oversized it or undersized it. Like, you know, don't make the same mistake. Like, make yourself different. Set yourself apart. I say it at the end of every fucking show. And I'm going to keep beating that drum until all these people out there are making money. And I love getting the messages when people say, when they have the aha moment and they send me an email and they're like, Gil, me and my wife got married and we bought that house we've always dreamed of. Or, hey, man, I bought that new fucking Mercedes that I thought that I would never, ever have. And it's amazing. You know, I love hearing that stuff. Guys, because, you know, like she said, $150,000, $200,000, I haven't made anywhere close to under that in the last, like, 10 years.
If I made that, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what happened to the other entire part of my paycheck? Like, that's what I pay in taxes a year. Seriously, that's what I paid in taxes last year.
Oh,
I would be fucking pissed if I put only that in my bank account. I'd be like, what? Where did I fail? You know. But this is also coming from the same person who had the aha moment 4 years ago. I was fucking eating ramen. I was the brokest person in the world. I was a shady broke ass person too. I was just talking to my hubby about that. Like, we were not good people. We were struggling. We were broke. We couldn't buy our kids stuff for Christmas. Like, it was horrible. And now we're buying the houses. We have the trucks. We have the toys. We go camping. I work 4 days a week. I do what I do. I'm going to do $3.4 million. I work 4 days a week. I don't run on call and I don't work weekends. I'm not doing it. Like, I want to spend time with my family. I figured out the money part. I'm, doing some things with that, whatever the case may be. But the aha moment happened for me. And I just love seeing it. I really do. With some of the other companies I train with, their technicians, it's like they'll sit in there and I feel like they're so uninterested for the entire training. And COVID's made things really weird anyways, like doing trainings on Zooms, you don't know who's engaged, you don't know what's going on, like questions are really hard because of the, it's Zoom and it sucks. But we make the best of it and it is what we do. But, they'll call me like 2 days after and they're like, Coral, I did exactly what you told me to do. And it was the weirdest fucking thing in the world. And it was the most bizarre situation, but I did it. I did exactly what you said. And I sold $30,000 to this lady and she loves me and she loves and I'm like, you'll do that for the rest of your life. Like, I'm done training you now. Go be amazing.
Yes.
Send me somebody else so I can teach them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Move on, butterfly.
Yeah, move on. Like, go on, grasshopper. Like, you're done here. And then they'll send somebody and they'll be like, they'll, contact me. Hey, my buddy, he said to contact you and that you can help me. And I'm like, dude, you have to help yourself. I can kind of tell you and teach you a couple of things, but this shit's on you, bro. You still got to go home and train. You still got to go home and educate yourself. You still got to get up every day and go to work and try and not do it hungover and fucked up and get out of that mindset because that'll fucking ruin you. And get on top of it and go get your fucking money before we're too old. We can't crawl in crawl spaces. We can't get in attics because it will end. This job will end. And sometimes it'll end sooner than later. So if you're succeeding and you're successful right now, don't forget that this shit is coming to an end. So go get your fucking money, go make your clients happy and start building something bigger, because it will end.
Yeah. So some of the people in the comments, and I see what some of the things you guys are writing, people are like, my buddy HVAC blogger says, where are you guys located? Hey, guy, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the awesome thing.
You can drop Coral or people that have the mindset in any state, and it's not going to matter. And guys, I want you guys know that I'm real with you. I don't bullshit you. I don't fucking lie to you. It's not about being unethical. And I know, like, guys, I said this last week. You have to be uncomfortable to grow. Okay? You have to be. The first times you're doing these processes and consistently, and you're doing the same thing every call, it's going to feel weird. You're going to feel uncomfortable. Then it's going to start to be comfortable. Then you add another step to the process, another piece to the puzzle. Guess what? You're uncomfortable again, but you start to grow. Your customers love you, and it's just, please trust me when I say that, guys. Like, it's, ask none of them are actually in here tonight, but guys that work for me are in here sometimes, and ask them what I do if I find out you sold something to somebody that they didn't need or want. They don't work for me anymore.
I stand behind my product so much, and I encourage other people to do this too. Like, I tell my clients, I do not want you to buy or purchase or keep in your home anything that you feel is not benefiting you. I give my clients 1 year with the product, period. You could call me 1 month after it's installed. You could call me 11 and a half months after that product is installed and say, Coral, I don't like the water filtration. I don't notice a difference. Come and take it out. That money gets taken right back out of my fucking paycheck. And we will take the product out of their home, whatever the case may be, give them back what they had, give them what they want, tell them to research product. We'll put something in there that they want, no charge at all whatsoever. I'm not going to do that. That's what I'm not going to make somebody keep, especially indoor air quality products that they're not benefiting from. So not only am I not being unethical, I'm selling products that I believe in. That has never happened to me. A client has, okay, I take that back. I did have one client that was really sensitive to the UV light. And she called and she said, I could smell it. I could smell it. And I said, look, there is a disclosure on the UV light. Some people are very sensitive to that. And I said, I'm on my way. I will take it out right now. No problem at all whatsoever. We went and ripped out both of her UV lights, fully refunded her money back, and found a better solution for different indoor air quality. And I mean, she has been so happy ever since. But we do not force people to buy these things. Again, we're giving the options. And I hate close-minded individuals that think that we're out here making so much money because we're unethical. I just can't almost wrap my brain around somebody being so small-minded about such an amazing thing. Like, it's life-changing, and they're just so stupid about it, and it's dumb.
And you have those
Ignorant.
people.
It's ignorant.
There is people out there doing shady things. Like let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because
so are doctors. Doctors are shady. Lawyers are shady. Cops are shady. My neighbor is shady, and he works for the city. There is shady people in every single industry. Pharmacists are the biggest drug dealers in the entire nation, but we're still all going to fucking Walgreens and asking them what's going to cure my headache. So why do we get so much shit as HVAC technicians? Because we're making so much money offering people things. People need to broaden their spectrum and open their mind is what they need to do.
Amen. I agree. And somebody said again he said my weed dealer isn't shady. It said is commissions.
Well, he's not anymore. It's legal.
Yeah, right. In some places, it says is commissions involved. So everybody's pay structure is different. So this is and me and Coral may disagree with this. My personal opinion is I don't like 100% commission base because I think sometimes that does promote dishonesty. So what we do is at Beltway, we pay them a good, honest hourly rate. Like they make what they're worth, their technical ability. And then when it comes to communication, yes, we have spiffs, or we'll give them a percentage of the total ticket. So they have the perk. I tell all the guys, like, hey, every week I give you a blank check. If you choose to go home with a 40-hour paycheck, that's fine. That is on you. If you choose to go home with more, that's on you as well. But yeah, sometimes there is going to be some commissions involved. I think it's all about leadership. If you have a boss who is all number driven and all he's worried about is meeting quotas and doesn't care about the end result, then yeah, you can drive to dishonesty. But like I said, if you ask anybody that works for me ever in this chat, you'll see Chevy Levitt, who's in here. Mo is in here. There's a bunch of them that come in here. They'll tell you I don't play those fucking games. That will not happen. And I've been around long enough in 20-something years in this industry. I can smell shit from a mile away. And if I look at a ticket or if I call back for quality control and one of the girls says, hey, Gil, something doesn't seem right on this call. This customer doesn't seem 100% happy. I'll say, hey, transfer him to me. I want to talk to him. If there's any doubt, like she said, any doubt in their mind, like, hey, so-and-so said that, this was going to do this. I don't think that it really does this or whatever. I'll go out there personally. I'll talk to them about it. I'll educate them. If they don't want it, I'll take it out and give them their money back because I don't want to do that. These people, these old ladies are my grandmothers, my mother, and I don't know. I'm preaching now. It just gets me fired up.
Well, and I know it gets me fired up too. And one of the other things I could say about that is it's not that I disagree with you because believe me, I don't. Like, I feel like there are definitely some technicians out there that thrive with, and companies, entire companies that thrive with a really decent hourly and then a really nice spiff program. There are certain technicians that probably should not be commission only. They are shady motherfuckers. And yeah, I agree with that. There is also cause to say that I think that sometimes if you pay your employees hourly, that those employees will rob your clock. I think they might not be shady with the clients, but they're shady with you as a company owner. I surely know that installs could get installed a lot more quickly if you didn't have 2 installers making $50 an hour. I do know that if they had maybe a very small base hourly, and then we're given a commission for completing the job with no failed inspections or whatever the case may be, those jobs would be done in half a day. I do know that. So, we can sit here and we can nitpick about, oh, are you commission only? Oh, you're shady because that's how you feed your family. The beauty about it is, yeah, I make really good commission, but I make a shit. I don't care if my clients buy from me or not. Fine. If you don't want my product, I'm offended, but I'm not forcing it down your throat. I have a client right next door that's probably going to spend $80,000 with me. I don't care. You move on to the next client and you go about your business. But in every single way there's no correct way to pay people. There's just not.
No. And I agree from a business standpoint. And to be honest, if I was going back into the trade, I would tell somebody to, dude, you can pay me $15 an hour and give me 20, 30% of every ticket that I bring in,
Mm-hmm.
And there's some guys that I have that ask for that want that. So so I'm not, and I don't want guys, I don't think that is a bad thing. There's some companies around here, some big guys that I know some of the managers, and the reason they have the dishonesty is because of the top down. That's why I was saying it's all about how it's presented and who oversees it. If you let it get out of hand, but as a technician, if you believe in yourself, you trust in what you do, then you should probably want all commission, to be honest with you, or a lot of it, because that is going to be when you make the most. So somebody said, what did they say? C. Young said something. Go to a state that has an average income of $40,000 and try to sell them $30,000 worth of something. I'll tell you this, some of the biggest tickets I ever had are from the houses that looks like people don't have a pot to piss in, and they paid fucking cash.
Yeah, they went to a shoebox and pulled, and I say it all the time, and you hear it from the most successful people. Like, you have got to stop prejudging your fucking calls. And for somebody to come on here and be like, well, you go and sell 30, just because that client has an average income of 40 grand, do they not deserve clean water? What the fuck is wrong with you?
And normally,
so you're telling me that because they're broke, they don't deserve clean air, they don't deserve water? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you're failing that client by not at least giving them the option for you to walk onto their doorstep and be there as a professional to perform a job that they hired you to do. And also, by the way, how the fuck did you get to the thought that they make 40 grand? Did you ask them when you knocked on their door? How do you know what they do? How do you know that they don't live in a fucking trailer like I used to? When I did my first podcast with you, I lived in the ghetto, in one of the biggest fucking ghettos in Colorado. And I didn't have a pot to piss in either, but at the same time, I wanted clean water. I wanted stuff for my daughter. I was ashamed that I was offended that maybe I wasn't given the options to have that. And maybe if somebody would have given me the options, I would have found a way. And how do they know I didn't get an inheritance?
Yeah.
How do they know I'm not like a blackjack player that is going to go win $10,000? Fuck you for not giving your clients that option. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, well, I think Young is not saying he was given one of those.
Oh, I'm not saying that. It's not directed towards him.
Yeah. I was gonna say because C. Young he's given a what if situation, but I get what you're saying, and you're 100% right. Yeah, it's
yeah.
It's guys. You guys know I live in Baltimore. Baltimore's rough. These row homes, like it's some of these people, they don't have much. They're working class people, but they want the best. I remember I had an old lady one time that I told my old boss, I was like, hey, before I had my aha moment, I said, hey, you're going to talk to her about a new system. I'm like, hey, she's an old lady. She's on hard times. Like, please don't go in there and offer her like some crazy infinity because she's like, I know she's going through hard times. My boss went in there and he goes, you were 100% wrong, Gil. He's like, you know what that old lady told me? She goes, I'm a Cadillac girl. She was like, so what's your Cadillac?
Yeah.
She found a way to get what she wanted. Don't prejudge people. Like, I sold something to a lady. She wanted a dehumidifier, and I was like, ma'am, to make this work on your system, like, it's going to be a lot. Like, we're going to have to do some things to your electrical panel. Like, I'm like, it was like $7,000-8,000 worth of work. And I'm like, so I don't know if you still want it. I'm like, these are things that a lot of people want until they realize how much it costs. And she's like, no, I want it. Hold on 1 second. Walks upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
There was a hole in the wall. I could see into the neighbor's house, but she went upstairs, came down with a fucking shoebox with $100 bills and 50s. And she goes, can I put some money down and finance the rest? I was like, yes, ma'am. So you never know. Or I go to those big ass houses and the people are credit poor, like, oh, can I,
They can't get anything.
yeah, there's Mercedes in the driveway and they got this big old house, but they don't have a pot to piss in. So don't, they're Facebook rich. That's about all, you know what I mean? So it's just, you gotta change your mentality. And I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard but I want the best for all of you. And I want you to make what you're worth. That's why I say this. I want you to make what you're worth. I want you to provide the best absolute, care and service that you can give to your customers. And it's amazing when you have that moment, how life will change. That's pretty much, what I'm trying to say. And one thing for you is also people realize, like, at me, we're HVAC only, but you also have, HVAC, plumbing, electrical. So there's several other avenues that you can offer.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't specialize in any of that. Obviously, I'm not a plumber by any means, but when we're going in for an HVAC tune-up, we're definitely looking at the water heater, and I always talk about water quality. That goes across all departments. I encourage my plumbers to look at, why can't a plumber talk about indoor air quality? Why are electricians the only ones offering surge protection? Why are we not offering surge protection? Why are plumbers not offering surge protection? Like, we're all professional service people in these homes. We need to be there being thorough and, looking at everything. We need to look at the bigger picture. You don't have to necessarily be a guru in indoor air quality items or water treatment to be able to sell massive tickets. You can offer the surge protection whole home. You can offer a new water heater if it's leaking. Why can't you offer an upgrade into an on-demand water heater from a regular tanked water heater? These are all things that will get your average ticket higher while making your client happy and their house more efficient. I mean, really, you're just saving them money on bills.
Yeah.
And they're happier with the products that they have in their house. I mean, I can think of a million different ways to get a ticket up to $10,000 with not a single air quality product on the ticket. You just have to open your mind just a little bit more to don't prejudge your calls, leave the options, and quit spending the money out of your own pocket. Like, let your clients decide what they're going to spend their money on. You might not have $10,000 to spend on this. You said it earlier. They might. And let them do that. Don't sell or educate or provide options based upon what you would do. That's not fair.
Well, when you guys go buy a car, do you say, I want the base model? Like, give me the one that's got, I want the shitty stereo. Let me backtrack. If you go and you buy a car and you think you got a good deal, you're happy, and then your neighbor got the same car as you, but he's got the fancy wheels, the stereo, the alarm, all the extra stuff for the same price as you, and you're going to be like, damn, like, my guy didn't even say anything about that.
Right.
I wanted those things too. Like, there's so many analysis you can give. It's just, it gets to be like beating a dead horse. So just, all I say is just open your eyes. That's all I want you guys to open your eyes. Whatever makes you happy. That's, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'll never force anybody to do anything. I'm trying to, if you guys have any questions, because we're already past an hour. So if,
we always do that. I think our last one we were on, we went like 2 hours and then we still did a round 2.
Yeah, I think, I should have made it I should have made it a 2-parter.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I guess we'll end this real fast to let people know, when you were talking about, that you are doing, like, the training and you're helping other people, but you're just keeping it real low key. You know what I mean? So if
Yep.
So you want me to give the website
So
or no? Or
yeah, we can do the website. So the reason why I have it set up this way, and I know, a lot of people are like, I don't want to go on, and I don't want to fill out a form, and I don't want to do this. You can visit my website. It's landlockedwhale.com. It has some of my results on there. I have reviews from other clients that I've been working with. It's just a little thing I put together to kind of be able to gauge who's looking for what size company are you? I'm not out there training companies that are doing 30, 40, 50 million dollars. That's not what I'm here to do right now. I am here to support companies that really need some solid procedures in place and forms in place, and how to get their technicians knocking on the door and starting the actual process from the door to the table. And, I do offer training, I offer forms, I do all that type of stuff. So landlockedwhale.com, fill out the form, kind of let me know a little bit about you. The other reason that I have people fill out the form is I try and be really respectful. If I'm training with a company in a specific area, if another company contacts me within like 100-mile radius of the company I'm currently working with, I'm going to have to wait to work with you. It's not fair that I'm, kind of colluding in that sense. I want to devote myself to an area and a company. So I do, ask about that as well. Some areas I can't work in right now, and that's just, unsaid. And that's just one of my policies. I like it that way. So, visit my website. Anybody can contact me via Facebook, email. What else am I forgetting, Gil?
no, I think you
I think
got
I'm
it. So
good.
if you guys didn't see
Okay.
it, so it's landlockedwhale.com. So LANDLOCKED whale WHALE.com. So she's trying to help the small guys, So yeah, that's awesome you're doing that. I'm so happy for you, girl. Like just, our
Thank
friends
you.
far, like watching you grow into what you did, seeing your life change and doing stuff, like kudos to you. It's awesome.
I
I want to see
appreciate
more
it.
people succeed.
And seeing what you're doing is like, it just keeps me going. You know what I mean? Like I keep and every single time I see you post something online, I'm like, fuck yeah, Gil, that's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I love it. So, and I think we all need to remember to always just support each other. Like we talked about that before we started this. Don't rip each other down. Like bring each other up. It's lonely at the top, and we should all be there. And everybody should be doing what we're doing. And it's really not that far of a jump. You know what I mean?
No, it's one little mental shift, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
life changes. So, Rookie said, "What is your current close rate?"
I'm closing at 49%.
So just think about that. 49%. And normally you want people to be in that 40 to 60 range, because if you're too high, honestly, it means you're
You're
leaving
too
money on the
cheap.
table. Yeah, you're too cheap.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have 100% close rate. That's a horrible batting average.
Yeah.
So, if you guys have any quick questions you want to ask Coral or myself, please do. I won't keep her too long. While you guys are writing questions, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I see a bunch of my moderators. Thank you guys as always. I appreciate you. We had between Facebook and YouTube, we had a good amount of people watching tonight, so I appreciate that. Let me see. Somebody on Facebook said hi, Coral. Just so you know, when you comment on Facebook, it comes through and it just says Facebook user. It doesn't tell me your name. So if you're on Facebook, if you wouldn't mind stating your name so I can give credit to you. If these guys, if only Tinder had a 49% close rate. Oh, that's hi, Coral. That is Miss Brittany
Oh,
Smith.
yep.
See, young Gil's gonna ban us now. Come on, I'm not gonna ban you. My bad, Gil. That dude sits down when he pees. They mentioned old John Israel, old walking helmet now. Yeah, loose skin. Never mind. Let me stop. Although I'm not going to stop because that guy doesn't stop talking shit about me. So fuck him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've tried to let that shit go for the longest time, but it is what it is. It says, where can we find Coral on social media? You're just Coral Whale, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
yes,
I think I'm
just
the
her name.
only. Yeah, I'm the only one on Facebook that's Coral Whale. So yes, please find me on social media. I got my TikTok. Those are pretty much the only two I do. I'm really responsive to Facebook messages, or at least I try to be. And I also try and remind people I'm not ignoring you. I run in the field every single day. I wake up, I'm up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm training, I'm working with a company locally, and then I do my business stuff on the side. Like I am in the trenches also. So if I'm not answering back right away or I'm not getting to you, it's not because I'm not interested. It's not because I don't think you're not worth it. Everybody's worth it. It's just I'm just busy. I'm a technician as well. I'm out running this field too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you said Facebook and TikTok are the only two?
Yep. Yeah, you can do Facebook, TikTok, or my email, which is coral@landlockedwhale.com.
And if you guys really want to get in touch with her, message me and I will
Yes.
I'll get you in touch with her. I have all of her info. So yeah, that's awesome. Guys, just real fast so you know, if the stickers I was talking about, so I have the original ones like this. Let me see, that are right.
You're gonna send me some of those, right?
Yeah, I'll send you some, girl. I got
Okay, good.
so oh shit, this fucking thing's falling down. So these are the original, like the white ones, and then the holographic ones, and then the die cut. So I have all of them. I'm giving them away. They're free. So I think I probably got like 1,000, and I've had a shit ton of people hit me up. So private message me on one of the platforms, email me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com. I will mail them out to you. And but when they're gone, and then I'll have to get more. So yeah, that's about it. Well, girl, thank you so much for fucking coming on again. I love it when you come on. We gotta wait so it's not so long next time.
I know.
I know it's been a little
know.
bit. So if you ever want to come back on, something you want to talk about, all you gotta do is hit me up and we'll make it happen.
Likewise, I love being on this podcast. I think you're doing amazing things. The community is so awesome, and I just hope that we can always support each other and let's just keep going up. I mean, that's all we can do. So I will always support you, and I really appreciate you having me tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Of course. It was funny. She said something off air. She was afraid to mention this at first because she was like, every time I'm on your show, I get like 100 emails afterwards. And I was like, the power of Uncensored Nation, baby.
I know. Yeah, it's incredible. So I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, girl, I'm going to close this out real fast, okay?
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, man. Guys, thank you, man. It's awesome having Coral on. I known her for several years now, and seeing what she has turned into, an absolute fucking killer monster. Exactly why her name is Coral Killer Whale is absolutely amazing. So, I love seeing that. I want to see people succeed, just like I want to see all of you succeed. And just so you guys know, man, in the chat, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. You know what I mean? We can be friends. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to offer you other options and try to show you a way. I I want one baby bear. I hear you, Zeke. We'll give you one once it happens. I want to offer you guys avenues to make you the best that you can possibly be. But for all I know, maybe you guys, you're 100% happy and you don't want to go or grow or do anything different. And that's fine. That's your prerogative. So I want to make sure I get the information to the people who want it, who want to grow. I want all of you to have financial freedom. I want you to be able to do all the things that you want to do in life for your family, whether it's kids' colleges or whatever it is, man. I want you guys to be able to have that. So that's why I have these kind of shows like this, to be able to help spread the word, man. That's what it comes down to. Real fast, a few announcements before I close the show out. So I already said something about the stickers. Make sure you email me. Thank you guys on the 3 million downloads. So yes, if you guys have not heard, as of Monday, the podcast, the audio version surpassed 3 million downloads, which I can't fucking believe it. I really can't. It's so humbling. So thank you to all of you who have supported me and stuck with me from day one or whenever you hopped on board. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. You all are the reason that I do this, and I love to do it. I love to give back to the community, and you guys make me better just as much as I help you. So let's keep fucking rocking and rolling. It's only the beginning. Also, he was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Mr. Hughesman HVAC. I'm going to be hanging out with him on his podcast or show, the live show, the Misfits podcast, Saturday night with him. So if you guys want to come hang out with us Saturday, honored to be hanging out with Mr. Brian, Mr. Hughesman HVAC. He's doing awesome things over there. So I will be there Saturday. Don't forget, back here tomorrow night with groundbreaking fucking shit, guys, with Blue On and a secret guest. It's going to be amazing. And to be honest, when you hear it at first, you may not understand how big it is until you let it set in, but it's going to be huge for the industry. And I'm honored to have that news broke right here on the #1 HVAC podcast in the fucking world. It's not, there's a lot more to Blue On 2.0. Blue On has so many things big that are happening. It's hard, but what I'm going to announce is not that. It is something totally, totally different. I can't tell you now, Casey. Come back tomorrow. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I love you, mofos, man. I appreciate you. Remember, stay safe out there, man. Just be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. Be safe at work. The proper PPE. Safe when you're driving. There's nuts. Here today, there was 6 fatalities on the main beltway around here, 695, because of somebody being stupid. It's crazy. And also, cherish the ones you love, man. Make sure if you tell your parents you love them if you still have them. Your children, your wife, whatever. Me going through things right now, I won't go into details, but stuff with my mom isn't looking too great, and it sucks. I found some news today that almost made me want to cancel this podcast, but this is my release. I love doing this. I wanted to talk to Coral, and just make sure you tell people how you feel, because you never know when you won't have that opportunity to tell them again, all right? So just, yeah. Make sure that you're calling those loved ones, calling those friends you haven't talked to a while, and just saying what's up. You know what I mean? Please do that. If that's any advice I can give to anybody. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. I say this all the time. I want all of you to have whatever it is that you want in life, and don't stop till you get it. Get uncomfortable. Get yourself growing. Read a book. An audiobook, a podcast, a class online, something. Never stop growing to reach your full potential. Don't ever settle for anything, because each and every one of you, you're fucking better than that. I promise you. Okay? Guys, please make sure you follow the podcast on all the social media platforms. So give me a follow on Instagram. I just got certified. Got my blue check. They reached out the other day. Fucking official, bitches. Make sure that you TikTok, Facebook, so you can be on the Facebook group, HVAC Uncensored Nation, or if you just follow the podcast, HVAC Uncensored Podcast, the business page. And if you listen to the audio podcast, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast, because that really helps me in the biggest way. It helps this thing grow so I can share this to more people. And we'll keep this thing going, man. You guys know anything that I ever get given to me, if companies send me stuff, I don't keep it. I give it back to you guys. So we'll have another giveaway here soon. I have one. It's an Instagram only giveaway. So if you guys are on Instagram, stay focused. Stay followed for that. Some cool things I'm going to give away, but I'll be doing another one here soon. Don't worry. I don't forget my YouTube people, and some more giveaways and stuff like that. All right. With that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Stay safe out there. Come back tomorrow night. Trust me, come back tomorrow night. If you can't make it, watch afterwards. Come Saturday night on Hughesman HVAC, the Misfits podcast, hanging out with him. All right? Until next time, I'll talk with you mofos later. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Oh, yeah. And my son's 2-0 this year pitching for baseball. He's tearing shit up. My man's hitting like 93, 94. He's going to be daddy's retirement plan. All right, bye.